They don't tell you how heavy it feels to run so fast. The weight of knowing you'll win before the race begins, that no one can touch you. Speed is a kind of loneliness, a crown of feathers that no one else can wear, no matter how much they might try. I was born to it, the swiftness. My legs stretched long before the others. My strides outpaced even the eldest hares before I was fully grown. It felt like flight. No, better than flight, because the earth still kissed my paws as I moved. The meadow blurred into streaks of green and gold. The wind sang against my ears, and I lived in the sharp, electric thrill of being first. Always first. The others would cheer, but their eyes held something else too. Something like resignation. No one could challenge me. And then came the tortoise. He stood there, blunt-faced and gray, his shell mottled like old stone. "I'll race you," he said, as if the words themselves weren't absurd. The meadow erupted into laughter, mine the loudest of all. "You?" I said, my voice breaking with incredulity. "You'll race me?" I stepped closer, towering over him, my shadow casting his small frame in darkness. "Do you even know what you're asking for?" "I know," he said simply. His eyes were dark and steady, as if he were looking not at me, but through me. So I agreed. What else could I do? Refusing would have made me look small, and I was not small. I was the hare, the fastest creature in the meadow, the fastest creature anywhere. The race would be over in minutes. We stood at the starting line the next morning, the grass damp beneath my paws, the air cool and sweet with the scent of dawn. He stood beside me, unmoving as a rock, his shell dull in the early light. The signal came, and I was off. My legs pushed against the earth, launching me forward in great bounding leaps. The ground melted away beneath me, and the wind was mine again. I didn't look back. I didn't need to. By the time I reached the hill, I couldn't even see him. I laughed aloud, the sound wild and full of pride. This wasn't a race. It was a farce. Why waste my energy on something already won? An oak tree stood nearby, its branches spreading wide like a great, lazy yawn. I stretched myself out beneath it, the grass cool against my fur. The sun warmed me, and the soft drone of bees and rustling leaves lulled me to sleep. When I woke, the sun was sinking low, its golden light spilling across the meadow. I stretched lazily, yawning. There was no rush. I would finish this whenever I pleased. But as I crested the hill, my breath caught in my chest. There he was, the tortoise, moving forward, slow and steady, his head bobbing with each deliberate step. I ran, faster than I ever had before, the world a blur around me. My heart pounded, my muscles burned, and the wind screamed in my ears. But no matter how fast I ran, the distance between us didn't close. He crossed the line. I skidded to a halt, panting, my chest heaving. The crowd erupted, but the sound was muted, distant. He turned to me, his gaze calm, unshaken. "You could have beaten me," he said. There was no triumph in his voice, no mockery, only truth. The words were sharp as a blade. "But I didn't," I said, my voice cracking. I had thought the race was mine by right. I had thought speed was all that mattered. But speed is nothing without constancy. What good is a gift, I realized, if you waste it in arrogance? The meadow fell silent as the tortoise moved away, his steps slow, measured, like the beating of a heart. I stayed behind, my legs folded beneath me, my fur damp with sweat and shame. The sky turned to violet, and the stars blinked awake. They looked down on me like cold eyes, indifferent to my failure. That night, I understood the weight of what I carried. It wasn't the swiftness of my legs that had burdened me. It was my pride. Speed is a gift, yes, but humility is the ground it runs on.